I mentioned the Mandela-Effekt in a couple of my previous videos, but I really didn't go into any details. Now I will. This is a huge mindfuck, so if you are up for a ride, then let's investigate.
This is not my world, 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 this is not my world.
So this huge mindfuck started with Nelson Mandela dying in the 90s or the 80s, as some people remember it, but officially he died much later. So this is the Wikipedia entry for Nelson Mandela through Wikivand, and this is the image that most people are familiar with. And they say that he was the first president of South Africa, in office from 1994 to 1999, 666 backwards, and also 9/11, 9/11, okay? However you read it, you come to 9/11. Oh, and by the way, 11th president of the African National Congress as well, in office from 1991 to 1997, again 9/11. And if it wasn't enough for the coincidences, then here it is, the 19th Secretary General of the Non-Aligned Movement, again 19, and in office 1998 to 1999, which is again 666 backwards, and also 9/11, however you combine with the 19th Secretary General. All of these numbers is 19, 9 and 11 are used by the Freemasons and the Illuminati to signify certain things. And obviously, according to the official story, he died in 2013. But as I said, many people remember him dying in the 1980s or the 1990s. Through this video from Planet Nibiru, I tracked down a book called English Alive, and the author writes on page 54 the chaos that erupted in the ranks of the ANC when Nelson Mandela died on the 23rd of July 1991. Now, this is a little bit confusing because the title says 1990, but I think exactly this is what it is. It's just the title, English Alive 1990. But if you look closer, here it is. This is the publishing date, 1991, October the 1st, which is quite after July 1991. So it is quite possible that this author saw this happening and wrote the book. Now, interestingly, Morgan Freeman looks almost like Nelson Mandela. I'm not saying it's the same person, but it could be, if we are talking about the actor-based reality. And interestingly, he's playing Nelson Mandela himself in the movie called Invictus in 2009. Here's the cast. You can see Morgan Freeman plays Nelson Mandela. And of course, clever people will tell you that all this is just false memory. But let's read what it is, actually. A false memory is a psychological phenomenon where a person recalls something that did not happen or that something happened differently from the way it happened. Look at this. A person. It is a personal experience, and any of us had that, you know, like I had that, of course. I remember something, I remembered it incorrectly, somehow differently, but usually you can tell that you had a false memory because someone next to you who have been in the same event can recall the event and they say, no, it didn't happen that way. But this is completely different, because hundreds of thousands of people remember the same thing at the same time, notwithstanding the gender difference, cultural difference, location, and yet they remember the same thing. Does it sound like false memory to you? A personal false memory? Under the false memory article, they added a new entry, which is commonly held false memories. And they say here, false memories can sometimes be shared by multiple people. Really? Even though they just define it in the beginning of the article that it is a personal experience, now they change it just because of the Mandela-Effekt. In 2010, this was dubbed the Mandela-Effekt by self-described paranormal consultant Fiona Broom, in reference to a false memory she reported of the death of South African leader Nelson Mandela in the 1980s, who was at the time still alive, which she claimed was shared by perhaps thousands of other people. Perhaps? It's not perhaps, it's for sure. Other such examples include memories of the Berenstain Bears, name previously being spelled Berenstein, and of a 1990s movie titled Shazam, starring comedian Sinbad as a genie. Right, interestingly, they always have some kind of explanation, and it is always us who are the fools and insane. Really. According to another explanation, it's just cognitive dissonance. But that doesn't make sense either, because cognitive dissonance is about a strongly held belief. Now, these changes are usually not very important. Most of the time they are trivial changes. No one really has a belief about Mandela, it's not really that important when he died, or whether Berenstain is Berenstain or Berenstein. These subtle differences, but we do notice. And these are the people who are awake. So this cannot really be cognitive dissonance because it's not really about our belief system. But those who tell us that it is cognitive dissonance, they are actually in cognitive dissonance because it is their belief that time cannot change, there are no different dimensions, there are no conspiracy facts, and the government wants you good. So if anyone have false memory or cognitive dissonance, it's them, not us. So now we know what the Mandela-Effekt isn't, so let's talk about what it is. Some people say that it was started in the CERN, but CERN is a very weird institution because, I talked about the atomic hoax before, the nuclear hoax. They can't really split an atom. An atom. Atom is atom. So if they can't split an atom, and this is just a hoax, so why do we believe that in CERN they can speed up the proton? Bullshit. Something else is going on there. I don't know what's going on there. It could be that it was caused by that, but it was not caused by speeding up the proton, I guess. Another explanation I heard is that these parasites have a video editor like timeline editor where they can go back in time and into the future and edit certain things. Now this sounds like a mindfuck, and it is. And I don't know whether this is true or not, whether this is the reason why it happens. But since I'm investigating fake history, I can definitely imagine that they modified the past. And since almost everything is fake, why not? They can modify anything they want to. Why not time? Another explanation would be MK Ultra and mind control, which would also make sense, but it's usually the awake people who have these memories. And I guess they are the ones who are actually not that much mind controlled. It's rather the sheep who remember the things as it is presented to them. So they are rather the ones who are MK Ultra and mind controlled. Another school of thought says that it is frequency and vibration and some changes happen in these realms. Again, I don't know whether this is true or not. This is another explanation that could be true. Some people say that there are parallel worlds and different dimensions. And although I don't believe in parallel worlds, but I think there are different dimensions to different realms. And I think Hollywood is trying to tell us so as well. And we know that in the news they tell us lies and in the movies they tell us truth. Let's have a look at this clip from Oblivion when Jack meets Jack.
It's okay. Don't move! You have to shut that throat down. Stop moving!
I want to show you a couple of more pictures about Mandela. Look at this main picture that most people are familiar with. Look at his hair. It is blurred, and I think it shouldn't be blurred because, he should be in the focus. If it was made by a usual camera, all of these lines should be clear and obviously the background should be blurred. That's how it should be, but his hair is blurred, just like it was pasted here. Here's another picture I found with Michael Obama, aka Michelle Obama the tranny, and she is pointing at this new book that was written by Mandela himself, but he seems like dumbfounded by what he sees in the book. It looks like he has never touched this book. He never read this book. It's like someone else wrote it and he just got it and he's like, what the fuck? Who wrote this about me? Not only that, but look at this posture and look at what he has on his lap. I mean, he is supposed to be in the White House or somewhere, and he has this blanket over his lap. Like, he just had a blowjob from Michael. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Michael just gave Mr. President a blowjob, right? I mean, why else do you have to cover his lap? Look at his mouth. It's like he's full of his load. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Here's another picture that I found. It's a series of pictures, and apparently Bill Clinton visited Mandela in his prison, right? And this is the view through his cell. Now, obviously, this guy, this is an actor. Both of them are. But the main thing I want to point out is, why would his cell have conveniently an access to all the reporters to take pictures like this? You know, like, what the fuck? And what I want you to focus on is this blue line. You know, this is clearly photoshopped. This image has been pasted into the cell. It has never been part of it. So they have a cell picture, they cut this out and they paste it in. And they didn't really care to make a good job. Look at the blue line here. It's really funny. Here again you can see the blue line. Also here, these lines not matching the bar. And again, look at this joke. This blue line on the left and on the bottom. Give me a break. Some more photos of the same shit. And here is the one. Conveniently, both of them are looking out of the cell and both of them have to grab the bar, right? They are such actors, honestly. And now this is the best view because they are both looking out. You know, creatives put this together because this picture emotionally means that someone is in the prison looking out to freedom, want to get out, and basically sending a message. And that's what they hired Mr. Mandela for, to show this kind of person who is imprisoned and yet wants freedom and wants the good of all mankind and his people. Now, Mandela looks back and Bill is still viewing the sky or the chemtrails, I'm not sure. And now they are engaging in a conversation, but I'm not sure what he's holding. It looks like he's holding a keychain. You know, like, what the fuck? Is he holding the keychain to his prison? Or is it some kind of strap? And of course then we can see both of them alive and well after the prison. Good friends, good actors. All of them. Oh, and this is a picture from Wikipedia. Apparently this is his first wife, and look at this garbage. I mean, what on earth? Can you see the lines here? This is clearly photoshopped. You know, like, this, you can't make this stuff up. It's absolutely photoshopped. See the lines? Pictures don't look like this. So then I was looking for more pictures and I found that Nelson Mandela is actually listed on IMDb, which is the Internet Movie Database. And here it is, Nelson Mandela, an actor, a writer and a miscellaneous crew, known for these movies, filmography as an actor, writer, miscellaneous crew. So if you click on actor, we'll see that he was acted in these two movies, We Are Strong Together and Malcolm X, and a miscellaneous crew, Raise My Hands, documentary short. All of these politicians are actors, guys. Nothing new under the sun. They are hired to play in movies, in films, in documentary films, and of course live TV show just like news. And in this case he was playing the imprisoned president and then the president of South Africa. So what if he died in 1880s and also in 1990s and then in 2013 because that was his role, just to confuse us? Or perhaps he didn't fulfill his role because he didn't gain enough attention, and only by 2013 he gained enough attention that his death would be so important. So perhaps he just had to repeat his death cycle again and again because he just didn't fulfill his role. I don't know, but it's quite possible. We definitely know he's an actor. It's right there on IMDb. And that's it for me for today. If you like this message and you would like me to reach more people and improve my channel, you can support me by joining my tribe via my support page. I hope that there are no different dimensions, because if I met my double, that would be a definite mindfuck. Would you like to meet your double? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next one.
I'm just longing night by night for the other side to be alright, 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 alright.